Welcome to this most awesome channel that you didn't even know you needed in your life.
Because you didn't need it in your life.
But today we're going to talk about a market that we did a couple weeks ago and this project that I've been working on for a couple days off camera because I was like, I'm just going to do it for fun. But now I'm going to let you guys in on it. So let's get into that. I'm so excited. Okay, so that intro was definitely something. Sorry. Anyways, let's talk about the market. The reason this is just randomly shoved into this video and doesn't have its own video is because I only have like a minute of footage. So that's why it gets this tiny segment of this video. But can you blame me? This was the state of my living room. And even with the state of my space like this, I was like, you know what I need?
A complex demon figure.
Yeah, that's definitely what I need.
2 days before the market.
Oh my gosh, this took up so much of my time. And I was like,
Let me do just a quick sketch, see how it does.
and I did do it. I managed to make it. But using so much clay, I had to buy more clay. Like a whole thing of new clay because it used so much. Remember this for later. But the market was pretty fun. I made a custom of someone's dog, met an old friend, and actually made some money. Even so, I still had some inventory left, so I took some pictures, hoping I could sell them online. I still haven't done that yet, but, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'll figure it out eventually. Alright, now that we're done with the market stuff, let's get on to this project. The first part of this project is going to be me explaining why I couldn't do what I originally wanted to do, and then the next half is the actual project that I'm currently doing, so... Okay, so the project I've been working on is actually a mystery box, and at first I was like, hey, I'm gonna do some people, because I just did that demon,
So I might as well.
and this was ambitious, let me tell you.
Oh my gosh.
I was like struggling with just the art. How am I supposed to struggle through the art and then be able to sculpt it, and then hand paint it? No matter how much I wanted it, it wasn't gonna happen. And yes, I designed the box before I even started sculpting. And I put so much effort into this, and it's not possible with my current skill sets, which is so frustrating because it's actually so cute. But yeah, this was the one that made me be like, yeah, that's not really possible. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. So I was like, okay, let me see what it's going to be like with red pandas, because that's probably easier. It's not people. It's just a cute animal, so it doesn't have to be as realistic. But oh my gosh, this is still so hard. I have like days of sculpting that isn't recorded because I didn't even think of making it a video until like later in the process. But like, oh my gosh, this has taken over my life. I've never dedicated this much time to a singular project. I am enjoying myself. I will admit, it's a little harder to film it than it is to just do it. But yeah, it's, my goodness. Please enjoy watching the torture of what making this animation was. Took me 2 weeks to make a recreation animation on me finding inspiration for the blind box that I made in this video. Okay, so that was an experience. It was something new. I tried it. It was different. Will I be doing it again? No, it was a lot of effort. It was interesting. Anyways, I started designing the box. It was cute. It was interesting. It changed because I hand painted it. Spoilers! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! But, yeah, I hand painted it, and, I changed the amount of detail level. Also, one of the characters that was originally on there is I didn't end up sculpting because I didn't really like it. This was the situation of what I have done before This was the situation I had done before I started filming. Then I started filming, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I worked with this, like, red clay that stained everything. Wait. let me take a moment to appreciate some of the photos that came out of me dropping my tripod on my hand. So, moving on from that, the red clay stained my tools, it stained my hands, it stained my tables, and it stained literally everything it touched, eventually staining my sink, taking like 5 washes to get out. It hasn't fully come all the way off, bro. It's still staining my wrist. And it stained my phone, bro. What the heck? Look what it did. It stained my table. That's not really a big deal, though. I mean, obviously, it doesn't really affect anything. I just continued working, and I didn't even clean it off. If it was that big of a deal, I would have just cleaned it, but I didn't. And this guitar took me freaking forever. It was especially long for something I didn't even end up using in the end, which is like, an extra layer of annoying. I put all this effort into it and it didn't end up working. Sorry for the sudden change in audio, but I got a new microphone from my brother, so shout out to my youngest brother for that. Thanks, bro. Anyways, yeah, this guitar didn't end up working, not because it was ugly. It looked fine, to me, anyways, but according to my brother, who's really into music, it looked a little funky. It wasn't ugly, it was too big, and it didn't work for the figures that I was making, and like, I wanted to keep the size consistent, and it wasn't going to be consistent with that guitar size, but I tried to force it. I really tried to force it. Like, it was actually embarrassing how much I tried to force it. You'll see. I spent time on it. I really did, and I tried to get it to work how I wanted. It didn't work how I wanted. It wasn't going to work how I wanted.
It was never gonna work how I wanted.
But I kept forcing it, and I kept forcing it, and I kept forcing it, and I was like, oh my gosh, just stop, give up, stop right there. You're doing too much. Calm down. It's not gonna work. Please, I promise. You don't need to be doing this much. So I sculpted this whole new figure, trying to make it proportional to this. Already, it was too big compared to the other figures. It wasn't gonna work. He's so ugly. His arms are so long. He looks so weird. I think I'm gonna have to redo the whole thing. I think the guitar is a little too big, and it, like, messes up the entire proportions. Because, like, look at how freaking long his torso is compared to, like, this one, who's, like, supposed to be the reference. Bro's got a long ass torso and longer ass arms. Look at that. Look at how long his arms are, bro. Like, this is ridiculous. I need to fix it, and I don't know how to fix it. I think I'm gonna have to redo everything. Ugh. I'll fix it. But look at him. He looks so odd. Also, I ran out of clay. Oh yeah, I totally scurried over to Michael's and I was like, let me get you some new clay. I went the wrong way, turned around, walked all the way through the entire store, and finally found it. You've got to perform the surgery very carefully. And just like that, surgery is complete. Also, we're gonna tear this guy apart a little less aggressively because I would like to be able to use this clay again. And this is what's left of him.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Same clay, same annoying staining, but smaller and more detailed and more complicated. Yay, lucky me. Yeah, this one came out much better. It's a little wonky, but it's at a much smaller scale, okay? I don't work with small things. Yeah, I started to sculpt a new body, one that was actually proportionate and the right sized compared to the rest of the figures, so it actually looks decent with all the other ones. I don't know why I kept trying to force the other one, but yeah.
And then that was when I was finally done with it. And actually, oh my gosh, that's so blurry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it was actually good. And then I moved straight along to the next figure. The next figure I did was a new design that wasn't part of the original sketch because I didn't want to do that sitting down drawing I did. It was cute, yeah, but I didn't want to sculpt that, okay? I just didn't want to.
Do you want little, like, Oliver pop-up things? For, like when, like, you know those little, like, PNG things?
Yeah?
Do you want those?
Sure.
Yes! I've always wanted to make them, because they just look so cute.
Okay.
I'll make some
for like videos?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You should make some of Bean too.
Yeah! Oh my gosh.
Bean is our mascot, by the way. That was the middle brother.
It sounded so menacing. The middle boy.
He won't be around for long.
Oh no.
We're on vacation. That's why we're in the same space. If we weren't on vacation, I'd be in my own room and I wouldn't have interruptions. This is where I killed off the last bit of my giant white paint. Bye-bye, loser. Now we use the rest of its guts to paint more figures. At first I did a layer of orange on the gray clay because I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let me just do that real quick. It did not cover well. It took me like 3 coats before realizing this is not going to cover at all. I broke down and started using the white paint that was left to base coat it, and that took like 3 coats in itself. So if I were to continue with the orange that I was using, it would have taken me like 6 coats. So I was glad that I actually ended up going with the white. I did end up getting a new white paint. Shout out to my mother, love her. There was a lot of base coats that I didn't show on camera because I figured no one wants to watch that much base coating. And I thought this would be a lot more aesthetic. It's mostly just like of my hands in like one section. I'm so sorry. I thought it would look cooler. I'm still new to this, please. Don't judge me. I can't handle it. Yeah, I just laid on that initial coat of orange and then did the brown parts. And then, of course, I left most of their tails blank because I wanted a place to be able to hold onto it. And this went through so much paint. I went through so much paint. I think I had to like remix new paint like 10 times because I was using my palette and I didn't have like pre-mixed paint, and I don't have a container to keep pre-mixed paint, so I just had to deal with it. This is about the halfway point where I just wanted to show you the state of my desk, and with Bean watching always, he's always here. Anyways, yeah, my desk was a mess. And the suitcase. The suitcase.
Look at my suitcase. For a 3-night vacation. 3 nights. And this is what I'm bringing. It's half clothes and half art supplies. Because I'm that dedicated to the craft. So, I'm bringing my soccer stuff because it's tryout weeks and my planning is impeccable.
Anyways, yeah, that was the pack or the suitcase where the vacation I was talking about. I'm on vacation now, and I'm mostly doing the voiceover here, and a lot of the B-roll footage will be from here. I'm at the beach, by the way, if you wanted to know. Anyways, yeah, and then I went on to the face details, sketch it on, threw on a quick black coat, and then waited for that to dry, which took forever. By the time I was like done with the 5th one, I was like already kind of done with this whole experience. And for the baby, on the mom carrying the baby, I mixed a lighter coat of every single color, and it looked really odd, so I had to go off camera and like fix it, which also took forever. And I just had to get like my face right up in there, and I figured you guys wouldn't want to see the back of my head, so this is what you get. Haha, loser. No, you guys aren't losers. Thank you for watching. Continuing on with my voiceover. Oh, that's so out of frame. I'm so sorry. I got done with them, and then I put on a quick base coat. I don't know why I recorded the base coat. I'm like totally in the corner of the frame. I'm sorry. I tried to keep it in the frame, but then I just like get into a groove and like pull it closer and closer to my face and get more and more out of frame. So yeah, but after I was done with the figures, I moved on to the box, which I sketched off camera because again, I was all up in its space. Yeah, it's fast footage. You can't really tell what's going on unless you know what's going on, but this is mostly just a test to see what it would look like. I'm not gonna hand paint the boxes if I were to manufacture it. Did I mention that that's the goal? The goal is to have these like manufactured, but that's not gonna happen in this video because I'm poor and 16. All I get is some handmade stuff. And here's our view at the beach. Yeah, the beach vacation was pretty fun. Here are some photos. Me and my brothers getting wiped out at the beach, carrying some logs, me getting buried in sand all the way up to my neck. There was so much sand everywhere. And my two brothers at sunset in the water. When we finally did get back home, I decided to make the cards for each individual characters that you normally find in blind boxes. Of course, I hand painted them because I don't really have a printer. That would be really nice. So would a 3D printer. I've always wanted a resin printer. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Although a resin printer would be really nice. Yeah, I painted each individual card in order. I think they look really good and really cute. Sure, they're kind of iffy, but it gives them that handmade vibe, and if I were to produce these, they wouldn't have that handmade vibe. I would make sure they're perfect, all symmetrical, looks good, the line art is good, but yeah, enjoy the final montage. Thank you so much for watching. If enough people say in the comments that they would like these to be produced, I will hopefully be able to find a way to be able to get this to you guys so you guys can buy it. The goal is to be able to sell them, but for now, this is what you get. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time if I ever post a video again. I know it takes me a while to get here. Thank you so much. Bye! Welcome to my... Ow. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna do this again. That was really cringe. Intro. Okay, anyways. Oh. Bruh. I don't know.
Speak up.
Duh. Okay, that was bad. And then boom. What am I doing? Ugh. No!